back to the channel of Pro Enzo Vids, and this is my round 16 tips for the NRL for 2022. So, yeah, it's that time of the year again where we're going to sort of dedicate this round to Beanie for Brain Cancer round. Now, Beanie for Brain Cancer round is obviously a very good foundation, I suppose, and a bit of an awareness, around brain cancer, because it's a terrible thing to have, and it's yeah, obviously we want as much support and I guess help as possible around that sort of issue that we have with the disease and everything. So yeah, obviously it's a special round and I'm looking forward to it. So if you haven't got a beanie already, which I'm going to consider getting a beanie, actually I will, to support the Marquis Foundation, a very good service out there. Yeah, get a beanie if you haven't already. I think it's a good way to show support and a bit of I guess the act of kindness, towards the whole thing. So yeah, if you haven't got, if you're considering getting a beanie like myself, I would definitely get one. But yeah, look, it's gonna be a good round of football though. I think look at the games. There's some games that can go either way. Very 50-50 games. Some blockbusters, I think. So looking forward to it. It should be a good round of footy. And last week, or the week before actually, because we did have a international round obviously last week. The week before, I think I got 6 out of 8. So 6 out of 8. We're getting a lot of those actually this year. So I'm hoping to maybe extend that to probably an 8 out of 8 this week. But with how the games are sort of lined up and evened out, I don't think I'm going to get 8 out of 8 this week. But hopefully I do. But anyway, guys, this is my round 16 tips. So yeah, everyone enjoy it. And getting on to the very first game, Manly versus Storm. Right, so the rivalry game to kick off round 16 is Manly versus Storm, my team up against the Melbourne Storm. So, again, not too confident in this game. I'm expecting a loss, if I'm going to be really honest, but I just hope there's a bit of competitiveness from the side at least. But anyway, getting through the sides. So, for Manly, Josh Aloiai is out with a concussion. He suffered against Samoa last week. For Samoa against Cook Islands last week. So, hopefully Josh is back next week, which he should be. Which means Sean Kempe moves from the bench to starting front rower, while Taniela Paseka joins the bench. So good to see Taniela back, and they're the only changes for Manly. As for Melbourne have some. Cameron Muntz is in doubt to play on Thursday, but so far looks good to go with a AC joint problem. Felice Kafusi's out because of family reasons, so it means Chris Lewis moves to the starting back row with Josh King moving to the prop, and Brandon Smith at lock, and Jane Kareem joins the bench. And Pappenhausen's in reserve, so he could be a chance to play too. But yeah, look, it's pretty simple. I'm not going to stay too long in this game because I know how it's going to go. I think Melbourne will win 30 points to 16, so not too confident. I think we'll lose by about 14 points, if I'm being honest. 30-16 Storm way. Anytime try scorers, I think for Melbourne, I think Grant Anderson scored a try. I think Justin Olam scored a try. Justin Olam has a great try scoring record against Manly. And I like Kenny Bromwich for a try too. As for Manly, Tui Peloto for a try. I think Kohler might get one soon. And maybe Ruben Garrick will get one at fullback too. So Storm to win by 14 this weekend. Right, on to the first game of the two on the Friday. It starts with the Knights taking on the Gold Coast Titans there at McDonald Jones Stadium there in Newcastle at 6 p.m. So, obviously the first game of two on July 1st. Yeah, look, another flip of the coin game, really. It can go either way. I really think Knights can win this game, but it's at home, and I think they do have a good chance of winning at home. But, sorry about the background noise there, just a lawnmower. But yeah, anyway, look, Gold Coast Titans obviously are a team that can also win the game because both sides are inconsistent as each other, and both sides can score points, but then leak in a lot of points. So that's the issue. But all right, we'll get through the teams now. So looking at Knights' side, Ponga has been ruled out. Kalen Ponga has been ruled out this week because of the concussion he got in Origin in Game 2. Yeah, and then Tech Squad replacing him at fullback with Daniel Saifidi knee and Bradman Best centre. Sorry, I'm getting mucked up here. Daniel Saifidi knee and centre Bradman Best is back from elbow. So they're both in the reserves. There could be a chance to return this week for Adam O'Brien. And Dane Gagai has a 5-day turnaround after the Origin game in Perth and will be monitored. So maybe you'll back up, maybe you won't. As for the Titans, Dave Fafita knee will return to the bench this week, which is a big in for the Titans actually. Kieran Proctor bicep and Corey Thompson knee are listed among the reserves as a IR return into action. And Captain Tina Fasua Malawi has been named to back up from Origin this week. So that's good for Titans, and Mikey Fedawaka is good to go after representing Tonga on Saturday. A very tough game to tip. Honestly, it's very tough. I don't know where to go here. It can go either way, seriously, but look, I'm gonna tip the Knights here. I think this is Titans for some reason, but I'm tipping the Knights here by 6 points. I'm gonna go Knights 28 points to 22, but high scoring game. Both sides can score points, but both sides can't defend. So I'm gonna go Knights 28 and Titans 22. Anytime try scorers, I reckon Dominic Young's gonna score one. Dane Gagai will score if he plays. I think Greg Marzio will score, and a bit of a roughie, both of them will score for the Titans too. So Knights by 6, and also one more anytime try scorer. I think for the Knights, off the bench, it's a tough one, but I'm going to go with Leo Thompson for a try. I think he'll bash over for one. And now onto the main game on the Friday. It's a big one. It is always a big game between these two sides. This is at Bluebet Stadium in Penrith at 7:55 p.m. It is the Panthers take on the Sydney Roosters. So, yeah, like I said, a big game. A lot of stars backing up from Origin for both Panthers and Roosters, and I think it'll be a good game. I think the hype is always real, and it's always well deserved as well, as both sides are obviously competitive clubs, and I think this will be a good game if both sides turn up. So going for the Panthers team, Nathan Cleary, Jerome Luai, Brian Toto, Stephen Cry, Liam Munn, Isaiah Yeo, Api Korosia have all been named to back up from Origin game from Game 2 and back up for this Friday. Also named in reserves, youngster Sunir Turaruva, who impressed for the Fijian side. He's in reserves, and hopefully the debut's not too far away from him. But as to the Roosters, Luke Keary from concussion has been rested again this week, so Sam Walker will play halfback with Drew Hutchinson starting in at 5'8". A huge in for the Roosters with Victor Radley returning from an ankle injury at lock, so Victor Radley's in for the Roosters. That's another big in for them. Nat Butcher goes to the bench, and Daniel Sluka for feeder to reserves. James Tedesco, Daniel Tuber, and Angus Crichton will look to back up after helping Blues to win in Perth, while Maroon's probably Lindsay Collins suffered a head knock in the Origin, but passed HIA, so he might be alright to play this Friday. It's tough to really tell who will win because both sides can definitely turn up on a game day, no doubt. But I think with how the Roosters are going, and with Keary out for another week, at Penrith too, I think this will be all one side pretty much. I think the Panthers will be a bit too good. Panthers win 13 plus. I'm going to go Panthers by probably 18 points. I like to think that maybe they'd come close, the Roosters, but I don't think so. So I've got the Panthers win 28 points to 12 by 16 points. Should be too good on Friday. So anytime try scorers, I think Tupou will score one, Sawali will score one, May and Tago will score one, and I like close to the line. Jerome Luai will score one too. So they're my anytime try scorers, and kick out will score one too. I guarantee he'll score one on that left edge he plays on. So yep. On to the first game of Super Saturday out of 3. It is the Bulldogs and taking on the Sharks there at CommBank Stadium at 3 p.m. So a game that could possibly be an upset. Who knows? I think Dogs are a good chance after the points they've been scoring the past 2 weeks or 2 games. And they've been playing a lot of confidence. So I think they're definitely a chance of beating the Sharks. They keep that form up. And as for the Sharks, they've been all right, but have definitely faded off a little bit, I will say. But getting onto the sides, both sides. So Big Potter has stuck with the same 17 for the Bulldogs, so no changes there. As for the Sharks, they've got the same side as well, and they expect Talakai to back up from Origin. All right, both sides are 1 through 17, which is pretty easy. So I think, excuse me, I think this will be a tough game to tip, but I think the Sharks will be a bit too strong. I'm just going to trust them based on trust, really. I think Sharks win by 6 points. Sharks 18, Dogs 12. I think it'll be a really tight, low-scoring game. And I think my anytime try scorers will be Addo Carr. Jacob Carraz will get one. I think... it's a tough one. I think maybe Addo Carr for a double, actually. And for the Sharks, I think Talakai will get one, Ramey will get one, Kendi will get one. And I like the back row, Brendan Cora for a try too. So Sharks win by 6 points. I think it'll be a good game. So I got them to win this weekend. All right, on to the second game of Super Saturday. We're in for a bloody blockbuster, I'm telling you. The Queensland Derby, gotta love it. It is the Cowboys taking on the Broncos at Queensland Country Bank Stadium there in Townsville at 5:30 p.m. on 2nd July. Yeah, a game that can go either way. I think both sides are, in good form this year. I think Cowboys especially been in the top four for many weeks now, and are definitely showing what kind of side they will be for the remainder of the season, and their commitment to each game has been incredible. And as Brisbane, the same goes for them. They've been pretty good, playing good footy, and yeah, they're good on them. So looking at both sides now, so the Cowboys have Luciano Lua on club debut for the club, so it's good to get him for a big game like this on the bench, jersey 15. But other than that, seems to be no real changes. And it looks like Holmes, Tulungi, Nanai will all get through Origin and play this week. So that's the only change there for the Cowboys, and Felton reserves. And as the Broncos, Adam Reynolds is back from a rib injury while he starts at halfback, and Payne Haas has been named despite an ankle injury, so I'm on to them too, I guess. And Carrigan and Capel will both play this weekend as well, with Cobbo and Staggs being free to play. And yeah, my tip for this game, look, I think the Cowboys win at home. I think Cowboys by 2, 22 points to 20. I think they'll get the win here. And my anytime try scorers are Drinkwater, Hamisa Tapuai-Fidel, Coates, and Staggs. And on to the very last game of Super Saturday. It is the Rabbitohs taking on the Parramatta Eels there at Accor Stadium. So, look, again, another tough game to tip. Both sides in, I don't know, Eels are a bit different compared to South. Eels are good, but inconsistent at the same time. And as for Rabbitohs, yeah, it can be a good side, but definitely have gone backwards this year. There's no doubt about it. So it will be interesting to see where the game is won between these two sides. I mean, a lot of big ins actually for both sides with players coming back. So looking forward to it. But getting through both sides, Latrell Mitchell's back from an injury, so he's back from a long layoff. So he starts at fullback. It's his first game since round 5 too, so that's a very long time. And Cody Nicarima reverts to the bench, and Blake Taft to the reserves. And they're the only changes there for the Rabbitohs. And Mark Nichols has been named the starter prop, with Burgess going to the bench. And as for Parramatta, Junior Paulo has Junior Paulo's only got one worry actually about playing Origin, but he'll back up though. He'll back up, and that goes to every other international player that Eels had over the weekend, so they'll be all good to play. Yeah, so my tip for this game, I have gone, it's tough, but I think Rabbitohs will win. I think Rabbitohs will cause an upset and get the win here by about 4 points with Latrell being back, and I think he'll score a try Latrell, Johnson for a double, and Milne to score 2. And that's for Parramatta, Penasini, and Sebo. Alright, well, it's the homecoming. It's a long time. It's just too long. But they're back now, and that's the main thing, and I'm looking forward to seeing how the club goes, being back at Mount Smart Stadium for the very first time since 30th of August 2019. That's the New Zealand Warriors making their return to Mount Smart Stadium. Very special time for them, and a very big time for their fans. I think their fans are obviously going to be very proud and very happy, and I guess emotional too, after seeing the Warriors being back for the first time playing live in front of them since 2019. So that's a good 3 years now, and I'm looking forward to it for their sake. I think they should definitely turn up for this one against Tigers. But yeah, getting through both sides now. So Ewan Aiken's back this way for the Warriors and starts in the centres, which I've seen a lot of fans are happy about that. So Adam Pompey drops to reserves. Katoa is a news face on the bench in place of Denavas Louis. Justin Vargan and Adam Finnell-Blake start at prop, with Bunty Afoa starting on the bench. And as for the Tigers now, James Roberts returns from injury in the centre, so he starts, while Stefani Lukamanu is good to go and comes back from the bench. Manu Brown has been named to start hooker this week, with Jacob Little going to reserves. Adam Dewey again starts in the interchange bench. And James Tarmer starts a prop, with Alex Twal sidelined by concussion. And on NRL debut, Fanua Pole makes his NRL debut, so looking forward to seeing how he goes. But yeah, anyway, my tip for this game, Warriors to win. We should win for the home fans. And I like for a try Nofaluma, Toa, Arthurs, Aiken, and Harris. Alright, on to the very last game of the weekend now. So, to end it all off, it's the Dragons versus the Raiders there at Wollongong and Wynn Stadium. So, a game that can go either way too, Dragons and Raiders, not much in it. Both sides are on the brink of the top 8, where Dragons are just hanging in there, and the Raiders are just on the brink of making it in there. So, a game that's very crucial for both sides, I believe. So, this is interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Getting through both sides, so looking at the Dragons side. Ben Hunt's been named to play at halfback this weekend. Obviously will be monitored, but he should be good to go. Yeah, that seems to be the only changes for the Dragons. They've got no other changes other than that. Shaq White and co protocols will return for the Raiders this weekend with Matt Raffoley, the man to drop out in the halves. Nickel Cloxton has been named to return from a hamstring injury on the bench, replacing James Shillier, who faces 2-3 weeks out with a shoulder injury. And Josh Papali has played 26 minutes in Origin Game 2 and is ready to come back for the Raiders. So Tarpany and Rapana both back up in Kiwi Test duty. Yeah, look, it's a tough game. I really don't know where to go here. It's just so tough to really see where the game will be won. But I guess who competes better, who turns up for the occasion a bit more, will determine who wins the game. But for me, I'm going to go with the Dragons to win here. At home, Wollongong, they should win. If they don't, it's a bit embarrassing for their fans, I will say. So I think Dragons will win here and maintain their spot in the 8 for another week. So I think Dragons to win here by about 10 points. Dragons 22, Raiders 12. I might go with 22-12. Anytime try scorers, I like Moses Sully for a try, Zach Lomax, Ravalawa, and I'm going to go Jaden Stewart for a try too. That's the Raiders. I'm going to go Savage for a try, Rapana, Sebastian Chris for a try, and one more, Tarpany. But anyway, everyone, that's my round 16 tips for the NRL this week. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment your tips in the comment section down below for who you're tipping this weekend. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching.